This video is going to have a lot of Yeti coolers in it. If you want a Yeti cooler and aren't sure what Yeti cooler to get, sit back and watch this video.
I'm here in this cold ass warehouse to take a look at every hard cooler and soft cooler made by Yeti that I could get my hands on. We're going to pit these coolers against the activities that you're going to use them with out in the field and find out which size and which style fits the activity that you're going to do. All right, if you're going fishing, there's a whole bunch of different options you've got. So if you're going in a boat, like a small boat, then I think these are great. The Hopper series are a soft cooler with a zip top that's completely waterproof.
This is the Hopper Flip 12. It also comes in the smaller 8 and the larger 18. The Hydrolock zipper system keeps it waterproof and leak-proof, and I like that it's got handles all over it so you can grab it from virtually any angle. If you're shore fishing and need something lightweight, go for the Hopper 8 or 12. If you're on a boat and need more capacity, the Hopper Flip 18 is the better call.
Down here is the Roadie 15. This is a hard cooler with a strap that you can sling over your shoulder. It's a great option. It's a hard cooler, so it's a lot more durable.
It's got grabby, barefoot, non-slip feet at the bottom, and in a pinch, it's a pretty good seat. Actually, all Yeti coolers make pretty good seats.
If you prefer more of a backpack style, the Hopper backpack cooler is what you're looking for. This comes in 2 sizes. It's an insulated, soft cooler with backpack straps.
The backpack straps are comfy, and it's also got an EVA molded base that lets it stand up straight when you put it down off your back. The combination of magnetic and buckle closure system makes it practically waterproof, and it comes in 2 sizes, the M12 and the M20.
And then 2 bigger options.
The Roadie 24 is a great one for boats because it's tall, slim, and it takes up less floor space. It's got tie-down points, so it's not going to roll around, and it's an easy one-hand carry. This cooler is just as good for shore fishing because it's compact and comfortable to carry, and it's got plenty of room inside for everything you're going to need for the day. The Hopper 24 is great in both of these situations because it's big enough for a full day, and it's still easily portable. If you're constantly moving around while shore fishing, you can easily carry it, and if you're on a boat, it's tall and space-saving, so it keeps it from taking up too much deck space. Either way, it's a solid pick.
And then the Tundra 35, which will fit in a small boat, but is suitable for larger boats as well if you've got a bigger party and more stuff to take along.
The dry goods basket keeps snacks and bait separate from the ice. The main cooler space holds up to 39 cans. The cold lock gasket in the lid ensures an airtight seal locking in the cold. Carrying handles include both molded inside grips and military-grade rope handles for easy transport. The drain plug makes draining meltwater quick and mess-free. Non-slip feet keep it steady on boats, trunk beds, or docks. The hinge system is built with interlocking design and never-fail technology, and the tie-down point secures it in boats while also working with padlocks for security. It's like a mini version of Yeti's full-size cooler, and I think it's one of their best.
I like these for fishing because they kind of suit any type of fishing trip you're going to go on, whether it's a solo trip or you've got a few buddies with you, whether you're on foot, walking, or whether you're in a boat. These will give you space, portability, and insulation to keep your food and drinks cold. Okay, now if you're offshore fishing, you're going to need something bigger to go in a bigger boat. If you've got lots of room on the back deck and you're hauling a whole bunch of food and drink, or you've got a bunch of bait, or you want a cooler to put fish in, these are going to be more your style. This is the Tundra 110, and this is the Tundra 160.
These are both pretty big coolers, and even though they've got the military-grade handles, and one person could pick them up, these are probably best handled by 2 people. The 160 is built for offshore fishing. The lid latches are super secure but easy to open. The dry goods basket keeps bait and whatever else you need separate from the ice. It's got massive capacity to hold big fish or a ton of extra drinks, and it'll hold ice for days. You can have multiple rack options, customizing your storage for better organization. It's got dual drain plugs, one on each side for quicker, mess-free draining, and they're just rock solid, tough enough for saltwater, rough decks, and big fish. The Tundra 110 is a little bit smaller than the 160. It's got the nice heavy-duty handles, a drain plug on one side, not 2. It's got the storage basket on the inside, which is, again, good for keeping things separate from the ice if you need. You can expand and add up to 2 of these baskets. Capacity-wise, it's built for multi-day trips and keeping everything cold because of that thick permafrost insulation it has. The 160 is longer and taller, giving you more storage, but it takes up more space, so keep that in mind. The 110 is a bit more manageable, but still big enough for serious storage. Now for day trip adventures, we've got the Hopper Flip 18 and the Hopper M15 and M30 soft cooler bags. These soft coolers are perfect for quick getaways, day trips, back road picnics, the beach, or an easy hike. They're going to keep drinks and snacks cold without the bulk of a hard cooler. The Hopper Flip 18 holds enough food and drinks for 2 or 3 people on a full day out. It's got a shoulder strap that's padded and adjustable and removable. It gives you hands-free carryability. The insulation is closed-cell foam, which locks in the cold really well. It's got the dry hide, high-density fabric, which is UV resistant, and the zipper system is the Hydrolock zipper, and it's airtight and leak-proof, designed to keep the cold in where it belongs. It's durable, puncture-resistant, abrasion-resistant, so you can handle it tough and rough and toss it in the back of the truck or drag it across rough terrain. It's got the hitch point grid, so you can attach all sorts of different things like bottle openers or carabiners or Yeti accessories. And there's handles everywhere, side handles, top handles. It's got an EVA molded base, which helps it stand upright. It's puncture resistant and has reinforced heat welded seams all over to make it super durable. The Hopper soft cooler bags are designed to be narrow and easy to carry. They fit comfortably against your body for really nice balance. There's 2 sizes to pick from. The Hopper M15 is a smaller tote-style cooler for 1 or 2 people. It holds lunch, snacks, and a few drinks with room for ice. And the M30, which is a larger tote, great for 3 to 4 people, and packs a full day's worth of food and drinks for a small group. They've got high-density, dry-hide shell, which resists punctures, abrasions, and UV damage. It's got the hitch point grid on both sides, so you can attach things like carabiners or any Yeti accessories you've got. It's got a nice wide mouth opening, which makes loading and grabbing things out of it easy, a big reinforced shoulder strap, and large side handles for easy lifting and transport. The M15 is great for day trips, like a few drinks, sandwiches, some snacks. The M30 handles enough for a picnic or a small group stay out to the beach. It's got magnetic strength with the mag shield closure, which automatically shuts, but it's easy to open when needed. And when it's all done up, it's airtight, leak resistant, and keeps the cold air locked inside. Now for bigger adventures, there's the M20 backpack cooler. It's going to handle your more rugged excursions where you need both hands free, and it's got comfortable backpack straps which are designed to distribute the weight and make it easy to carry heavy loads over distances. It's got a padded back panel for extra comfort and support, multiple grab points so that you can grab it from any angle. It's got the hitch point grid on the front so you can attach things like the Sidekick dry gear case or any other small gear that you've got. It's made with the dry hide shell, which is high density fabric that resists punctures and UV rays. This is my favorite cooler bag that Yeti makes. It's just the most versatile product that they've got, and it's a really comfortable bag to wear no matter what you're doing.
It's easy to open up top with these 2 buckles and then opens the opening there. Okay, carries lots of stuff inside. This closes with the mag strip, fold over the top, do up the buckles, and you're on your way. All right, when it comes to road trips, the Roadie, it's in the name. These are great for road trips. They're wheeled, so you can drag them, wheel them anywhere you're going. And there's a nice extending handle here.
We'll start with the Roadie 32. It's a compact design, so it fits easily into vehicles. Makes it ideal for weekend road trips. It's got the sturdy periscope handle, which is retractable and very strong, so it's not going to break. It's got a generous capacity inside, holding up to 50 cans. It's got an included dry goods basket, which is pretty nice. It keeps certain items separated from the ice if you want. The lid has the cold lock gasket, which gives you a freezer quality seal and will keep ice for days. It has the barefoot, non-slip feet, so this cooler is not going to slide around in transit. Now the Roadie 48 has a more spacious design, which is better for longer trips or larger groups. It has the easy latch system, which makes it easy to open even with one hand. It holds up to 76 cans. It also has the dry goods basket, but it's much deeper and taller than the 32. The lid also has that wonderful gasket, and it helps this thing seal airtight, and you can keep ice for days here. The handle and the drain plug are 2 examples of over-engineered components that Yeti always provides. Now the difference between the 2 is that the 32 has a smaller footprint, as you can see. The 48 has a much larger footprint, and it's also taller than the 32. I think those are the two main things you want to keep in mind when you're considering which of these two you want to add to your road trip gear list. I can recommend both. It just depends on what you're driving in and how long you're going for. And they're easy to move around, even when they're fully loaded. These two are also great options for people who are in charge of refreshments for the team. But the ultimate team sports cooler made by Yeti is this one.
Okay, if you've got a team event with your soccer team or your baseball team or whatever, this one is the one you want to have. It's got the wheels and it's got a nice handle here that comes out that makes it easy to pull and tow out to the field or wherever you're going.
It's got serious capacity, holding enough drinks and ice for the whole team. It's got the thick permafrost insulation to keep ice frozen longer than any other rolling cooler out there. The interlocking lid design forms a nice tight seal to lock in the cold with no gaps or leaks. It's got a strong aluminum handle built for pulling heavy loads, and it folds down flat when not in use so it stays out of the way. The never flat wheels roll nicely and smooth across grass, gravel, or pavement, or wherever you're going to take this thing. You just grab it and go. The easy drain system is fast and makes cleanup a breeze. You don't have to tilt it, there's no hassle, you just twist it and let it flow. This is the ultimate team cooler, whether it's for a soccer tournament or a weekend softball series. It's built to handle it all and the post-game celebrations. Now, for some people, there's no such thing as a small adventure. And that's when you start stepping up into the big boys.
Okay, if you're gonna go overlanding or you're gonna go off the grid for a few days, this is when you step up to some of the bigger coolers. These coolers are gonna handle enough food and drink for 4 to 6 people for multiple days without going back in anywhere to resupply.
The Tundra 125 is great for long-haul off-grid trips. It's got huge capacity, which gives you lots of flexibility. You can have all the cold food for your trip, big meal prepped containers, drinks for days. It's basically a fridge. It's got dry storage and the flexibility to add more than one basket for better organization. And the rotomolded design and lots of thick insulation means it's virtually indestructible and keeps everything ice cold for as long as you need.
We got these handles which are really nice. They're kind of soft and rubbery. Okay, we've got a drain plug there.
It's got the no-slip feet on the bottom, so it's not going to be moving around no matter where it is, and it's a heavy beast. So this is probably a 2-person carry no matter what. The Tundra 105 is a slightly more compact version, so it's going to be good for 2 to 4 people on a longer off-grid trip. It's got great capacity, but obviously a smaller footprint than the 125, which is something you might want to consider. The dry basket is included, so you can keep some essential things out of the ice if you need to, and you can also add a second basket for maximum organization. It's got all the same features as the 125. They're both about the same height when you look at the profile, and so the difference really comes from their length, and that's something to consider depending on what you're riding in.
But the bottom line is, if you're going for like a multi-day trip with multiple people and you need maximum storage but a smaller footprint because you've got a whole bunch of other stuff with you, these are great options. They're going to hold a ton of food and drink. You can pack all your other supplies in the vehicle you're riding in.
If you aren't going on an expedition and you're just packing up the car for a fun weekend camping, you might not need to take an entire refrigerator's worth of stuff with you.
Now, for your more run-of-the-mill camping trips like car camping, this is the sweet spot for that. These are compact coolers that don't take up a lot of room in your car. So we've got the 45 here, the 65, and the 75.
The Tundra 75 is good for multi-day camping trips with the family or a few friends. It's big enough to carry food and drink for a few days, but it's still manageable for one person to carry. It fits perfectly in a truck bed, in the back of a car, or on a boat deck. Ideally, this thing will last you for a 3 or 4 day camping trip with 3 to 5 people. It's got the double hull handles and vortex drain systems, the same as Yeti's larger expedition style coolers, and it's roto-molded, so it's virtually indestructible, just like all Yeti hard coolers. The 65 is sized more for weekend camping trips. It's a good balance of size, weight, and storage, big enough for serious use, but small enough so you can carry it solo when it's packed. So you can have this out for 2 or 3 days camping with 2 to 4 people. The 45 is good for day trips, small group outings, or overnight stays. It's a go-to for everything from road trips or picnics. I think this one's just perfect for 2 people on an overnight camping trip. These 3 are my favorite for car camping. They're all easy to load, hard to break. They'll hold all your food, drink, and ice without taking over your vehicle. Really, they could be the only cooler you'll ever need again in your life. Now, if you need a cooler that doubles as a dining table or a small bunker, meet the Yeti Tundra 210. This is the deepest cooler that Yeti makes, and it's huge. It's fully loaded, and it's basically a refrigerator.
Okay, now, this is a really big cooler. This is the 210. This is for like group camps, and you got multiple days and multiple people to feed. This isn't the biggest Yeti cooler. It's the biggest one I could get my hands on. It is like a tub. Like, it's massive. This thing, just look how wide this thing is. I mean, that is massive. That's like the length of my arm, that thing. This is definitely not like your weekend warrior type cooler. This is not a car camping cooler. This is going to take up like a third of your truck bed. It's meant for big trips with lots of people and lots of capacity to carry stuff.
This is the size you need for week-long hunting trips, multi-day offshore fishing trips, or feeding a whole camp. Whatever you choose to put in here, it's going to stay iced for days and days and days.
I mean, this thing, it's like a deep freeze. It really is. That is a big old rack, right? But look, I mean, I think I could get in this thing.
The Tundra 210 has serious capacity. It's built for big groups like multi-day camping, hunting lodges, extended fishing trips. It's got dual drain plugs for quick draining, and the 210 is going to hold double the supplies than the 110. And you can see here just how different they are in size. So make a careful consideration when deciding which big Yeti cooler you're going to take on your big trip.
Now, once you get a Yeti hard cooler or soft cooler, you're going to need to keep the things inside cold. That's where Yeti Ice comes in. If you want to see a video all about Yeti Ice and see what makes it better than normal ice, I got a good video for you right here. Enjoy.